was open until 1995. Opened originally in 1850 when the Philadelphia and Sunbury Railroad was chartered. That was the successor to the original Danville and Pottsville Railroad. That store, unfortunately, the proprietress's husband died and she just walked away and left everything on the shelves. A lot of rail fans were perplexed when they'd come across it, wondered what happened.
I want to get it done. That's actually the first two I've seen. I haven't really looked at it.
Could actually be over here. That's an awful lot of progress. Right there. You see it fairly well.
What is that, crowd? Is that crowd?
We have a lot of generous folks.
It's all in smaller amounts.
We have some people that have $5.
Okay, everybody, you look out to the left. We're coming up in crowd. Here you can see the general store, the big red building. And the tracks came around there. There was a switch and a society. That is Crow. That is where all the pictures were taken, the general store. It was an amazing place. Dan's book has some great pictures inside his store. And the railroaders sitting in there. They'd sit in there and wait to tie on the helpers. They didn't run the engines back to Norrie every time. They would lay the helpers out here. They'd come back down and sit in the siding and tie on. But you see that big green field? The track came right along the edge of that bottom of that green field. You can see the store there, the top of the roof. If any of you people drove when you're done, you can come out to Snydertown Highway and drive right in there and you can see everything. It's open to, it's a township road. You know something really interesting? Back when they tore the roundhouse down in 1986 in Norrie, it was actually April 12th, they tore it down in 87. I didn't ever told those to Bill Volkner, but I saved all the old records that was up in the ceiling. And what they do every year, they would send engines from the Middle Division, Chicago, I-1s to Northumberland. If they got an engine in Northumberland that bursted a flue or too heavy mechanical repairs, they parked Northumberland had up above the roundhouse tons of engines sitting. They didn't do no heavy repairs in the 50s. Any engine had a good boiler time on it, good mechanical shape, got sent to Northumberland. I had the documentation showing it. Then they would change the tenders around, put the big tenders, long tanks, where they could come out this way, they didn't have to stop. So, you know, it was interesting. They really got all the different engines sent to Norrie to use, just like they did the K4s down the Long Branch. They sent K4s down there, they had a good mechanical shape. They sent eyes to Northumberland. Norrie had a ton of eyes set above Norrie for heavy repairs, because they didn't do heavy repairs in the 50s. So they would just take them out of service, send the eyes to Norrie, and had good time on and run them. So you always seen different engine numbers every spring. They would send 15, 20 locomotives to Northumberland. So that was neat. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you can see the pencil right down here on your left. Here's coming up from the store. You can see the black tracks. You can see they have a little bankment here. Yeah, it didn't come up like that. But what we're going to do, we're going to start a descent down the hill.
Oh, the tracks are still.
And for all you Pensy fans, we're going to go back onto the PRR.
Hey Jeff, why is that Pensy rail still down there?
That goes into a customers.
Oh, okay.
Back there.
Reed Industrial Park number 2.
This is Jeff Stover with Cedacog Rail Authority. The track you see on your left as we proceed towards Shamokin is the Reed Park track, an industrial park that was put in, I believe, in the late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah.
Also, this connection was built by or contracted by the Cedacog Rail Authority about 1992. In fact, I have to give credit to a rail fan out of Sunbury, rail historian some of you may know is Al Bubb. So we sometimes call it the Bubb connection. But he noted that we could connect the two tracks at Pensy and Reading because when we bought it from Conrail in 1989, to serve the Reed Industrial Park, trains had to stay on the Reading all the way into Shamokin and then go back out on the Pensy. So there was a lot of redundant trackage. It was very inefficient, time consuming, and so this connection was rather important to us.
I might want to point out to everyone, not only are we riding on Pensy track now, we're riding on high iron. At Shamrock, there's still 152-pound rail in place, still being used. I don't think you can find that anywhere else on Pensy today. But the whole line wasn't laid with 152-pound rail, but parts of it were because of the heavy ore traffic. 131, 152-pound rail is scattered all around up the main line of Pensy.
It looked like a driver, yeah.